So starting out the drive in the CR-V, I said this when I did the CR-V hybrid, really just like how easy it is to drive this kind of vehicle. I feel like I have a ton of space in here for what I'm driving, and I don't have any issue driving this down the road, especially where the lanes here are really small. There are vehicles all around me, and I'm not struggling to stay away from them. Now I do have a lack of, I think, upfront torque when I put my foot down as opposed to the hybrid, because you do get the help of those electric motors. But overall, specifically in this all-wheel drive, you get a really linear power curve, even with the turbo. Everything just makes sense. And the turbo actually does its thing very easily. I'll show you coming out of this corner. And keep in mind, I'm just in the normal mode now. So really like how it's very easy to drive, and you do have enough power to keep up with everyone else. It's in a race car, but it does the job, and it does it pretty well. I'm gonna put it in the sport now. Give myself a little bit of space. No one's behind me, and the other driver's far ahead of me. We're just gonna give it some pull up this hill here. So it does get a little bit raspy, but it gets the job done. The turbo, you can really feel it pushing when you put your foot down here in that sweet spot. And another plus of all-wheel drive is just how much more easily you can grip going through corners like that. Pretty nimble in that aspect. And the sport mode is just fun, really. I mean, I wouldn't race anybody in this thing, but it's fun to have. And there's the auto stop that just came on there. Let's see if we can keep up with this Ram in normal mode. Yeah, so the turbo engine, for this large of a vehicle, I feel like it does a really good job, even comparatively to the 1.5 that you get in the Chevy Equinox, which would be a direct competitor. This one feels a little bit better to me. And of course, having different drive modes helps, because I don't think you get that option in an Equinox. And then the Ford Escape, you can get a faster engine, but this just makes a lot more sense compared to everything else. And of course you have the RAV4, which I haven't driven one of those in a couple of years, because ever since the pandemic, I shouldn't say the pandemic, the chip shortage, you can't find any of those anywhere. Trust me, I've been looking. As soon as they hit the lot, people are buying them. But don't know how that powertrain is holding up. This does that 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder if they've gone to turbos. I'm going to assume they still have the naturally aspirated engine, seeing as the Camry still does. But this just seems to be one of the better options now. Of course, you get the 1.6 turbo, I believe, in the Sportage, which is something else been selling since they redesigned it. You can't find any. But I'm going to try and get one of those next couple of weeks. But just really good pull here with the all-wheel drive. And I can feel that all four wheels are doing their thing, as opposed to just everything coming from the front. But of course, the all-wheel drive is mostly meant for your snow and ice conditions. So it's really nice that you do have a snow mode. But really comfortable driving here. As it gets windier and I need to turn lane keep assist on, I've been complaining about that all day, and I did it again. You assume that everything's on at the same time, but it's not. But the ride quality is really good. It drives, handles really well, even passing this bigger truck here, not getting blown all over the place. and just a really good driving experience coming down the interstate. And the brake pedal feels really good. Feels a lot more linear than the CR-V Hybrid I drove, but that CR-V Hybrid braking felt really good too. This just feels like a Honda CR-V should drive. So direct competitors to the CR-V, you're gonna have your Hyundai Tucson, you're gonna have the Kia Sportage, the Chevy Equinox, the Ford Escape, and then the Nissan Rogue. And to me, powertrain falls right in the middle of that. Now, of course, the inline Tucson, you get that turbo engine that is absolutely incredible. And then a few other powertrain options. Well, I should say you get more powertrain options in some of the other competitors. Now, the Equinox, you only get the 1.5 turbo as well. And I don't even think they offer a hybrid there. And I think they might have axed the 2-liter turbo. At least I have not seen one. So in this market, in this segment, the CR-V is definitely, it has a better track record at reliability. It's been around longer than, let's say, the Equinox, the Rogue. But still, Honda's done a good job at keeping up with everything that has been going on in terms of technology, in terms of the exterior looks, and then just in terms of the powertrain. So definitely one of my top 3 options in this segment. And with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of the all-new 2023 Honda CR-V in the EX trim level.